Gog says, do you guys think summer might bring in a lot more competitors for a tournament? Just thinking about how a lot more people might have time off at that time and could join when the only reason they didn't this time around was because of scheduling.
I mean, true, yeah.
Possibly.
We could even get some people during spring break.
Is this a North America only tournament? Nope. This is international. People from all over the world have joined this tournament to prove that they are the fastest on Extreme Gear.
Mostly North America and EU, though.
Yeah, mostly North American and European players. But to be fair, the best player in the world right now is a European player, and is also first seed in this bracket.
And hasn't lost a single race yet.
And came into the voice just to hear his ego get stroked.
Really? You haven't dropped the game yet?
Nope.
What the fuck? Alright, I guess I'm gonna have to be the first one.
Well, Nate might take a game of me, you know?
Moving into the first race, we have Jake versus SmolOri. Jake on Knuckles with the Darkness, SmolOri with Storm on the default gear. Both very excellent picks on Ice Factory. Jake on the Darkness will be conserving a lot of air and will be able to boost a lot more confident versus SmolOri with the default gear, who won't be affected by the ice physics at all and will be able to cruise up to jump
nice level 2
without losing any.
Lead Storm into the 10 though. Overall, Darkness is gonna have a little bit more trouble on this stage. But Knuckles going top path, Jake's gonna have a little bit of an advantage. Already going through the QTE.
Ending the QTE just as SmolOri makes it there, especially with that level 2 upgrade over SmolOri, but is bumping into walls, losing some speed and time.
Yep, gotta have...
Opting out of the power route, getting those
rings, he wants that level 3 real fast.
Opting out of the power route at the beginning is a decent move to try and get those lucky level ups very early. SmolOri not lagging too far behind on the ring deficit though. Getting 46 rings to
and
Jake's
there's the
57.
level 3. Yep. He's sitting pretty with a nice 68 rings right now. Can we get one more, please?
Jake taking these turns very expertly, not losing a lot of time or speed off of them. SmolOri unfortunately missing a lot of item boxes, unable to get the level 3 and dropping into the bottom path just as Jake enters through the auto section.
We having a good time with the Knuckles and Darkness combo here, even though it does struggle just a tiny bit.
That air conservation, however, is still carrying him through these turns, able to boost a lot more often without as much air fueling him.
Common here chiming in saying people called me a fundamentalist because I use defaults. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
SmolOri falling further and further behind, just 2 rings away from the level 3, but as Jake rounds the first corner and fails to enter the high route, unfortunately. SmolOri gets the lucky 30 rings and gets level 3, trailing behind him at 100 rings.
Jake taking the long way around today.
SmolOri, on the other hand, getting to the top path, will be able to catch up to Jake through the auto section, but Jake
runs out of air right
it.
before the auto.
I think him falling off of his gear right there will confirm Jake will take the first win, however.
Yep. That's game right there. Expert jump, nice X rank, and he's in there.
Very strong showing from Jake in this first race, taking the first win off of SmolOri. SmolOri once again falling off his gear, demonstrating the extreme strength that the Darkness has, being able to boost so much more often on a stage that has less jumps and less opportunities to get air back.
Honestly, I like the I like the Legend in Ice Factory if I'm forced to play it, to be honest with you. With a power type.
Legend is always a good pickup if you're not confident about landing those upper paths.
Yeah. And the upper path on that first jump always has me Papega. I mean, on that second jump always has me Papega. So it's like, you know, I'm gonna baby out and use the Legend. I don't like charging jumps.
Darkness Pog.
Darkness Pog. Is that? Where's Yacker?
Spirit of Yacker is consuming Moonflare in the chat right now.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck Yacker. I don't give a shit about Yacker.
Oh my god. Okay, we have something out of the divide in the community in the booth right now.
He said, "Get Yacker out of here,
It's-
bro."
No. It's an inside joke.
Jake
It's a
picking
cut
up
from
Tails
Protagonist being
on the
Sonic
Destroyer.
Colors. And you know, you have Yacker Wisp.
So SmolOri picking up Supersonic, both of them will be able to take both the flight routes and the power routes. On Metal City, this will be very good. Both of them will be able to take the flight path to get that guaranteed 30 ring box every single lap without having to worry about bumping into cars and losing time.
Supersonic, very consistent on this track because of those consistent ring boxes. Let's see. Ooh, fails to get the upper path, unfortunately.
Both of them
do.
failed to take the upper path. Both of them, SmolOri following in through Jake's turbulence, being able to take that turn
Ooh, he gets
short
the
for
upper path,
free.
gets the flight first, and gets that nice 30 rings.
Fortunately, he gets an air pickup
He gets
here.
air, so he can't really boost, unfortunately.
It looks like he'll be holding onto his rings, saving the boost for next lap.
Yep. Unfortunately, that would have cost him way
With the
too
rings
much.
that he picked, unfortunately misses the other guaranteed ring boxes, does not hit
doesn't
the
get
top
the
path
upper
either,
path,
gives
unfortunately.
Jake the level 2. With Jake taking the top path, he is quickly catching up to SmolOri on Supersonic.
Ooh, he's been barely missing these upper paths. Takes the
SmolOri's still holding onto his
rail
rings,
too.
holding onto that boost.
SmolOri going into the flight path right now. He's going to scoop up this 30 ring box, cap him off at 100, and it's time to boost. He's gone.
Finally uses the boost, yes, as he picks up a 10 ring box during the boost, keeping him topped up, having another boost stored in the bank, picking up, unfortunately
the
missing
ring
the exact same ring boxes in the same spot, hitting the upper
Jake
path this
was
time.
running out of
As
air,
Jake
unfortunately.
hits the level 3,
But
however.
he get that level 3. Yeah, that's real good for your boy. But he got a lot of ground to make up if he want to beat SmolOri. And he makes the rail this time. Nice.
SmolOri going for the rails to conserve some rings. I don't see why he'd need to, however, as he's getting this guaranteed 30 ring pickup
And
again,
Bond
moving
cap
into the
off.
exact same plate, gonna be boosting down this long straight, getting the lucky 10 ring box again, creating such a commanding lead over Jake on the Destroyer. Very unfortunate for him.
Yep. It's look like this is game right here. Gets the
SmolOri
upper
will be
path.
able to take the final
Ooh,
boost
fails
again
to
after
jump.
taking the upper route. Takes the boost right here and confirms he'll take the second game and his first win against Jake.
See ya, SmolOri. It was nice knowing you, bro.
When Supersonic gets on the lead in Metal City, it's very
Oh, wait,
difficult
what
to
happened,
stop him
Vaughn?
from picking up those guaranteed 30 ring boxes. But SmolOri did miss those second guaranteed ring boxes. Jake unfortunately could not capitalize on those mistakes.
Nope. Very, very Supersonic. He's just so good.
Supersonic is okay. This is my opinion. This isn't fact or anything, but it's a little. I mean, think about it. So we have a gear that has a very high top speed. It can access all shortcuts, and its only flaw is the fact that it's a ring gear. But because of its strengths, and those strengths makes its gaining those rings relatively easy. So
Are we about to hear a hot take here in the booth?
no, I don't
Make
think
it
this is
hot.
I don't think this is a place for it. But I think Supersonic might need. I don't know. Well, regardless, we're gonna move on.
Are we calling for a nerf?
No, nothing like that. We're
Speaking
gonna.
to a Supersonic fan in the booth here with
I see what you're saying.
It's a little anti-competitive, just a little bit, just a little anti-competitive. But I'm not gonna get on that. We're gonna.
No matter how much he tries to stop himself, the hot take's still coming out of him. He just can't help himself.
Yeah, we should go back to Berserker Supersonic.
Berserker with Supersonic. Oh god.
We'll talk about that later. The stream isn't the place for that. But yeah, the next match is going to proceed.
Still Jake versus SmolOri. They're going into their final race together.
Super has a counter pick. In fact, he has multiple counter picks.
SmolOri will
Opa's
be
one that will hit every single time.
moving off the Knights pick. Doesn't know who to
The
pick.
crazy
Going back to
Time
hovering
booster
over the Knights pick.
will also hit every single time. It's a. It's a.
Going for the Opa
You can counter it,
Opa.
but people-
Taking a
people-
book out of
Opa,
someone's
oh,
book.
so he-
People notice.
Oh, so he wants that Opa here, huh?
Versus Jake playing Amy on the Darkness. Haven't seen very much of Amy during this tournament. Excited to see what Jake
Yeah,
will do on the
This is the
Darkness.
first time I think we've seen Amy.
People, as Vincent said, there's counters. Yeah, there is counters. That's the one thing that's like making it like, you know, it's not that big a deal.
Amy
Just
is
on
the
fact that-
middle. Amy's the middle duration boost character for speed types. Has plus 40 frames at every level. No top speed game.
Right. Ooh, gets that. Ooh, oh, the stairs helped him out.
Oh!
He didn't get
Stairs got
smushed.
him out of the long Opa attack animation. Very unfortunate for SmolOri, who did also get a ring lead over Jake. If he had got, if
Ooh, he
that
got that level
attack
two.
had gone through, Jake would be in a much worse position.
Yeah, Thankfully, he got out of there. Somebody clip that for me, please.
Fortunately, SmolOri bumping into walls, losing a lot of speed and time there. But they're both
Giving
entering
Jake
through the
a
auto
bit more
section
of
at
an
about
edge.
the same time. SmolOri hopping over the dash panel to save a little bit of speed, burning some air because he knows he can make it back through the flight path.
All right,
No
and so we
Colosseums
got
to
Jake
Picking up
pulling
some
into his second lap,
dodging
drops
the
the tornado to try and
Ooh,
slow him down.
Only 9 rings
Yeah.
away
Hey,
from getting
alright,
the level up.
He gets the,
my God.
He gets
Oh my god,
saved
SmolOri
again!
gets saved from the Opa attack
The
once
third
again in
time
the
in this
exact
race.
same
Oh my
spot.
God.
Very unfortunate for SmolOri, but very, very fortunate for JakeTheSnake.
Ooh, can he get a level up? No, misses the item box.
SmolOri still with a commanding lead in first with 2 levels above Jake. Jake needs to start picking up a lot more rings to
This
compete.
man's mad lucky right now. He definitely could have got trashed by that Opa twice now.
Free.
Even
Time.
without
Yeah,
the
it would've been
Opa
free.
attack going through 3 separate times, SmolOri still has an impressive lead over Jake, getting the big level 3 over Jake's comparatively small level 1.
Yeah, unfortunately, he
Still
didn't
unable to pick up
ring
any of those trails of rings. Just needs 5 more to get to the level 2 to compete with
But the
SmolOri's
magnet barrier is
commanding
gonna
level
get
3
the
on
level
100
up.
rings.
Can he keep up? Hopefully he can pull out a level 3 and maybe that'll be just enough to give him the boost he needs.
SmolOri unfortunately running low on air. Opa's boost at level 3 is not
Ooh,
the
it's gonna be
strongest.
close.
Yep, it's going to be close. He's coming behind him, but he just needs a little bit more to catch up, unfortunately. Yeah, that Opa escape was mad crazy. He did that
SmolOri
twice.
continues to perform, dropping the tornado
Ooh,
at the
dropped the
finish.
tornado. That's
That
gonna be it.
really is going to solidify SmolOri's win here in Game 3, winning his second win over JakeTheSnake. Yup. Jake, unfortunately, not able to use his better boost over the Opa to catch up fast enough on his level 2. SmolOri taking the 3rd game and a 2nd win over Jake.
You want to know something funny? Back when we were like about a year ago, we were like making tier lists and shit, and like we were saying, yeah, Opa is like C tier. I'm pretty sure after this tournament, we can all agree like it's A tier now at the very
Hey,
least.
I mean, if you get that
That was
stomp
buffed
on
by a
people
lot.
early game, it's kind of crazy.
Well, yeah, it's been buffed, but like just because of that, it's definitely A tier, I would say.